Hey folks, this is Christopher Dean, and I'm talking to you today about two notions that I think are going to be really useful as you begin to think about how you're going to design the PowerPoint for your expertise speech. They are the rule of thirds and the concept of negative space. There'll be a couple of short quizzes in this short mini lecture as well through Zaption, and ultimately you should walk out of here understanding not just what the two notions are, but how you might be able to apply them. So, in overview, the rule of thirds is essentially about how you divide up a design, like you can see here. We'll get into the particulars in the section. Negative space is actually what often isn't part of, it is part of the picture, but it's not part necessarily of the design. It's empty space. And basically we're going to look at how these ideas can help you with the expertise speech. Now the rule of thirds, I want you to take a look at the picture below and answer this question in the Zaption quiz that comes up. What's the significance of the lines in terms of design? Why are they important? So here's the answer. Those lines actually represent important elements of the composition. And you can see down below it says the rule of thirds. Note how the horizon falls close to the bottom of the grid line, and how the dark areas are in the left third and the overexposed in the right third. So what it is a way of thinking about how you design things. And dividing up what you see in terms of thirds oftentimes helps you figure out what's visually appealing. So why does this all matter? It matters because this sort of notion of classical design is pretty highly valued in TED Talks and business and industry generally. It's also going to help you think about how you arrange your slides. Remember that the eye really in certain ways has been trained to look for important elements along where the lines connect. So this is going to help make your expertise speech more visually engaging if you begin to think about how you can divide up your PowerPoint slides into thirds. Now, the other concept that is kind of useful to begin to think about, and is a little bit more, it takes a little bit more time to wrap your head around, is negative space. So what we're going to do here is a little quiz is going to pop up in a second, and this is the question you want to answer. What about the design of the image below allows me to see two images, even though the outline is exactly the same in each of the images? So in the Zaption quiz that came up, you likely wrote something about shape and space, and that's really what negative space is all about. Officially, it's the area around the subject of an image, and it's related to the placement and what isn't present. So as you can notice, when you sort of black things out here, faces actually emerge. And so negative space really helps you think about interesting notions of design, and you often see this in logos. Like if you look at the FedEx logo, if you see that anywhere online or anywhere in your life, you're going to see that it really uses negative space, and most logos do. The image below is called Rubens vase, and you can see how the silhouette makes negative space even more obvious. So why does negative space matter? Because you don't want to fill in all of your space. I think one of the great temptations when we do a PowerPoint is to stuff everything we can onto a PowerPoint slide. And it creates actual confusion, visual confusion. You want empty parts of your slides so that you can emphasize points in images. If you drop just a few lines of text on one white slide, as you can see here actually with this, you're going to actually draw the eye in more, and it's going to be clearer. And you want to have this space in text image productions like what you see below, which again is based on the rule of thirds. So I hope this is useful. Try thinking as you start to design your expertise space in terms of rules of thirds and in terms of the use of negative space.